and welcome to welcome to Nolan Paradigm. I'm Nolan Gustine Priest, and I want to talk about self-marriage. Self-marriage seems to be a strange idea when I speak of it with friends, and they think that I'm one of the only ones who looks this way. When I think I'm reflecting the way that we all look and are all meant to endow ourselves with. Is that like I am clearly a male and I love being one, and yet I also want to fully experience my feminine side by having it meet my masculine side and just kind of solve it coagula, take the best and the worst of both and put them together. And what is born then will be, the ultimate sophistication is simplicity. So simply put, it would be a balance of self referencing and actualizing empowerment. I don't really know how to go too much further into detail on this topic. I might need to think about that. However, where I want to go with it currently is that the Templars deity of worship, the Baphomet, that has so much stigma around it and hate. To me, that is a representation of the balance between man and animal, whether we call that our animal passions or our human passions, which together make our godly passions. That if we are asserting that balance that we are meant to between, our spirit, soul, and mind, or our body, spirit, and mind, or any of those four, and utilizing the quadrivium and the trivium, the liberal arts, to fully express the soul and the body and the spirit and the mind. And that is, to me, what that is actually representing. We are spirit, and our spirit, we are androgynous. God of the totality of all, the source behind the source would have to be androgynous, for it is both female and male. And that's why we have this transhumanism agenda that says, hey, inject yourself with chemicals and drugs and stuff that throws off your balance and become transsexual, as if you can transcend your own sexuality through, artificially and synthetically making yourself another. No, it's by consent of willpower and embracing both wholes that you may perceive as halves, and doing that in a way that, like, for example, with singers, we like singers who are female yet have kind of the gruff, manly voice, like Stevie Nicks and Amy Winehouse. We love singers that have the manly, beautiful physique and yet speak or sing in like a womanly tone, kind of like Robert Plant, the main guy from Zeppelin, and there are plenty of others. However, these are some very well-known folks, and I'm not saying that these are great people or bad people. I'm saying that these are also people that are paid by the very individuals that want to engineer us in this way, and that ideally we are expressing our entire sexual nature, and by being a full man, you have to fully accept your womanly aspects. To be a full woman, you have to fully accept your manly aspects. And like, I've seen this personally in my life. My parents are divorced, where my mom would make comments about how she's more of a man than my dad by taking care of us. And then, like, my dad, who is kind of against showing affection and intimacy, yet will sometimes just I don't want to kind of freak out, like and lose his very self dignity, as he says that is like a womanly thing to do, and that we stereotype. My last video actually cut off randomly. What I'm suggesting is that it is neither manly nor womanly to let go of your passions in a way that can be harmful to others around you. That's simply a human thing to do. And where I want to go with this is into circumcision trauma, and how that when we are taught as men it is weak and docile and stereotypically womanly to express our emotions. What does that do to the women in our life we are meant to be with, other than make them, attempt to process their emotions in a way that is not going to, you know, inspire us to do the very same, when a strong woman is going to do the exact opposite. She's going to demand alone time. She's going to meditate. She's going to feel herself, metaphorically, technically, and literally. And she's going to, ask the man to do the same, or the men in her life and the women in her life. And for any gender, sex, or individual to go without expressing themselves, we know that they get into, drug addiction and into technological addiction. And Terence McKenna says the drugs of the future will be computers, the computers of the future will be drugs. And we already see this quite decently today with our phones and the many social media apps and the doom scrolling, or you're anxious to face something in your life, so you scroll it into your phone as if that's really going to change that, where you could write on a scroll, write on a notepad, on a poster board, whether it becomes a vision board or journaling, and then see how you feel about it on paper, and then strategize and systemize how you can go about that, rather than it just be like actually, I don't know. It can be whatever you decide for it to be. However, to hold on to it and to repress it and fuel further problems of emotional distressment or distressing and disempowering yourself because of what you're told to do. Like, why do you want to go all the way until you're older just to realize that this is something that needs done, and then you end up going to therapy, and this is kind of hard because I don't know who I'm talking to, so I'm gonna just preface it by talking. I'm gonna go further by talking and proceed by talking with myself. That rather than personally going the rest of my life without expressing my poetry, my music, my thoughts, my current first slew of videos, which aren't going to be anything like they will be down the line, and I'm kind of patting myself on the back right now and aware of that I'm going to take these from ramblings and kind of these decently coherent yet could be concise and ordered streams of thoughts into content, and then I'm going to meet people and we are going to build together. And likewise, by the law of correspondence, how you discern and apply your emotions is exactly the kind of folks you are going to relate to and see in real life and be around. And think about that currently. About how the folks around you right now and the individuals that you love and lust and may even hate or are passionate with, how those are all aspects in yourself that you are here to evolve right now. And I kind of went all over the place with this video, and I got broken up from the first video. However, men, it's time that we're vulnerable and sensitive and also hard and, powerful. Women, it's the same with you, and it's for all humans. Know when to be hard, know when to be soft. Yield to your emotions, yet don't let them keep you down. Fall down 7 times, get up 8. Thank you. Gratitude.